and it can be overwhelming. And most of the time, it's not necessary to do it right away. Hello, welcome back to Making Money Manageable with Alan Dembski and Juliana Janson from Buffalo First Wealth Management. Today's topic is a good one, I think. I think they're all good, but today's even better. So, after the death of a spouse, people often feel pressure to fix everything all at once. Beneficiaries, taxes, everything, the whole 9 yards. And it can be overwhelming. And most of the time, it's not necessary to do it right away. There are some things, and we'll discuss this in the video, that you do have to take care of right away. But we're also going to talk about things that you don't need to take care of. The real value is separating, the immediate attention now within the next few weeks and what can wait a little bit. We're not saying wait for it indefinitely, but wait a little bit.
Yeah. And I think, we've talked to clients that shortly after the death of a spouse, they come sometimes in somewhat of a panic thinking, I have all this stuff that I have to do. And the main thing is give yourself time to grieve. There's very little that has to be done right away that can't be undone later on in the year. So I think that's the most important thing, is to know that you have a little bit of time in order to take time for yourself. And that's super important, because you'll be able to make better decisions down the line if you take time and work on yourself and what you need to do right after the death of the spouse.
For sure. And prioritize those important things. Contact an attorney, financial advisor. One of the more important things you need to do is when somebody passes away is contact Social Security. And if you have any pensions, make sure that they're aware that your spouse has passed away, depending on, well, not depending, but depending on the election you took when you did start collecting your pension. So a few of those things you should do right away after the death of a spouse.
Yeah. And I think outside of those few decisions, the most important thing is don't make any big irreversible decisions. You're not going to start selling your house or making big decisions like that right after the death of a spouse, because you have a little bit of work to do that will allow you to make better decisions down the line. And it's not something that you want to do when you're very emotional.
Right. Clear your head, if you will. Some of the things that you will have to take care of throughout the year is if your spouse was taking distributions from retirement accounts, you have to take the remaining yearly distribution. Account transfers from one person's name to another person. That should be done by the end of the year, hopefully, so you don't forget about them. Any joint accounts, making sure you contact those financial institutions to have everything straightened out, whether it was a joint bank account, a joint investment account, anything that was in two people's names, you should get that taken care of right away. Also, too, when it comes to tax situations, if you were always, or your spouse was the person preparing them or handling the tax preparation or annual reviews with a financial advisor, you need to really reach out to those people and make yourself acquainted with them before the end of the year or before the following year when it comes time for tax season, so you can get a handle on everything that's going on currently and start preparing for the end of the year.
Yeah. And I think, just to follow up on what I was saying earlier, take care of yourself. I think a lot of times right after the death of a spouse, people have problems eating, and, they stop their exercise program. Those are all really important things. We encourage people to reach out. A lot of times it's difficult to go through this process alone. And particularly if you have someone in your life that has gone through this, that can be extremely helpful. You don't necessarily have to take their advice on things, but it's always good to take all the advice that you get and then seek a professional to help you work through it.
Yeah, and there's groups out there that you can join and talk to people that have experienced the same things. But as we've been saying, there's a lot of things can wait.
Yeah.
And don't make any rash decisions.
Yeah. And I think the other thing that we can't make this video without saying is, if you are watching this video and you're still happily married or happily coupled with someone, the more that you can plan, the better. We actually have a document. We call it our family roadmap. It's extremely comprehensive, and it's something that addresses all the things that your heirs would need to address that have to be taken care of. Some of them big, some of them small. Some of them, where do you keep the safe deposit box key versus, what is the Netflix username and password? And if you can document all that stuff ahead of time, it'll give you peace of mind, or your spouse peace of mind if your spouse is the one that handles all this, and make things easier down the line.
Or where's the gas for the generator or lawnmower if something does happen to me?
Right.
Those questions have come up, but also seek help from trusted advisors, family or friends, people that you can trust that aren't going to steer you in the wrong direction, or make introductions for you to people that can really help you get everything organized if you haven't been the one to take care of some of that stuff. Anything you want to add?
I think just have the conversation if you're able to, while you're able to, I guess would be the way that I could close.
Yeah, if you have everything written down, like Juliana mentioned in our family roadmap, whether it's that or something else, making sure that your spouse or significant other knows where those documents are, where you write all this stuff down, is also helpful. But good financial planning before the loss of a spouse or significant other can provide you peace of mind going forward.
As always, we're interested in your feedback. If you have extra tips, please comment and like and subscribe to all of our channels.